Hi, welcome to episode 9 of our photo frame series, and this is the last episode. So, in the last episode, we saw how to make this gorgeous photo frame by hand from scratch. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to work on decorating it with all the lovely flowers and leaves that we made during the past 6 episodes. So, let's start. For that, you're going to require our frame that we made by hand and all of our flowers and leaves. Now you add all of those up, and along with that we're going to need glue and tweezers. That's it. Let's start. So over here I've gathered around all of the flowers and leaves that we've made in the past 6 weeks. Along with that, a few of these you might not have seen, but I explained how I made them when I showed you how to make this tiny flower. So you would have already seen this, and you would have seen how I made this, and over there only I've explained how I made these also feature in our butterfly video that we made, so you can go and check them out. So I have shown how I made these during this video. So most of this is what you've already seen. I've just added a few extra colors. These I've just stuck them together. I had shown you how I made these. These are exactly in the same style. I've just stuck more of them together and I've made these. Same goes for this one. And the rest remains the same. This one I have stuck just these in a different way. That's it. It's as simple as that. And let's start working. We're not going to need all of these, but we will use a few of these flowers and leaves and work them onto our photo frame. So I'll show you my method of how I do this, because there's so much to choose from. Your mind is constantly thinking of new and different ways in which you can use them. So let's start. So we'll push these aside. As you can see, I can mishandle them however I want, because all of them are glued. The last time I taught you, I showed you how I glue all of these together and make them stronger. So you can just push them and pull them aside, and they're not going to unfurl at all. Now you take your frame and what we'll do is we'll start with the edges, the corners. So usually my frames, I don't put the flowers entirely on the entire frame. So I have the style where I cluster one corner and the opposite corner. So what you can do, so everybody has a different style of making frames for themselves. So what you could do is you could just put these flowers like this, cover it up entirely with flowers, and it's not going to look bad. It's going to look very cute. So you can use different colors, different sizes, and work around the entire frame. You could only use 3 sides of the frame like this, and it would be cool. So this is completely your choice how you want your frame to look. But what I do is I have a way in which I do this. So what I do is I'll choose a couple of different colors. So if there's a yellow in the center, I'll put two reds or two oranges or two blues or whatever to change the color combination. So we'll do this over here, and so why not use a bigger flower over here? Okay, and we'll use this gorgeous sunflower in the center over here in the corner, and we can use say two smaller flowers over here. So this is my setting for the size for the flowers. Now you can add or subtract how many ever flowers you want, so we can work things around however we like till we are happy with the end product. Now I have put my flowers on the corners. Now we'll start with the leaves. So let's start on one side. So as you've seen in my earlier videos which I shared, the photos which I shared on Facebook and everything, these tendrils I use as fillers. So they are extractions of the flowers. So what we could do is we could so you decide, you pick and choose how you want your frame to look. So I like to add a lot of fillers, and many a times I go completely overboard. If you've seen my Facebook frames, you've definitely realized that I go double overboard on all of those frames. So I have to stop myself from putting up so many leaves and flowers constantly. But this is good enough, and I like how it looks. I like the colors, mix and match of colors, and I like this leaf over here. You could also use another leaf altogether. You could use this over here, or you could use this one as an extension. So that will keep on changing for me, because I keep on making changes constantly as and when I see how it sits and fits properly. So I'll keep on changing it entirely, and it could be completely different altogether. My end product sometimes is way off than what I started with, but this is to give an idea of how to plan, how to make your frame, what to add and what to subtract from your frame. So this, according to me right now, is good enough. So what I usually do is, when I'm working and when I'm not recording like this, what I do is I take a snap on my camera and I keep it aside, so that, and I keep on looking at it, because this is going to come off and we're going to start from scratch. So this stays in my camera. I can see where, because I keep on forgetting what I put where. So you take a picture on your camera, keep it in front of you to remember what worked and what didn't, and then you start building up your entire frame. Now we start with this side, and let's start sticking our flowers first. So you put out your leaves, leave them aside. So I've used these leaves on this side. Since I don't have a chance to take a photograph, I am leaving these leaves on the side over here, and these leaves at the bottom over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to start sticking my flowers how I would like them to look. So see, I'm already changing my style, as you can see. I'm already changing what went where immediately the moment it comes off, right? So you can choose how you want certain things to look and how you don't want them to look. So let's stick these for now. So we'll start with the centermost one, and you apply glue. So now since this paper is shiny, so if I use this paper instead of something like this, I would just press down on it and it would stick immediately. But using something like this, it's not going to stick quickly. So what we do is we apply glue. And don't over apply a lot of glue, it's not going to help in any way. So now what you do is, if you have your tweezer, you just give this, make it little rough and then stick it. So what happens is the glue gets right down into the paper and these flowers won't come off. Once again, use your regular PVA glue. I'm not a big user of glue guns because I'm not comfortable with them, but if you are comfortable with glue guns, go right ahead. Probably they will help you and they will help you stick this way better than what mine sticks. So you press down. And this you need to do, you need to press down really hard. Now it's very humid where I'm living right now in Mumbai. It's the rainy season and everything takes time to dry. So it is going to take me a bit of time for all the stuff to dry out. So it's not going to dry really fast for me. So you're going to work carefully. So since our stand is at the bottom over here, all you have to be careful is that none of our flowers and leaves come down below this point. Anywhere on the sides over here or at the top over here, perfectly fine. A little over here also juxtaposed with our photograph is going to look good. But just make sure that it doesn't come down over here from the edge, because this is where it's going to stand, so we don't want anything to come in between at the bottom. Now, so these three leaves stuck, so let's search for a smaller flower. Oh, I like this color. So you decide what works and what doesn't work. So I'm just giving a burst of color in the center over here, a nice blue. I really like how it's turned out, and this flower will keep on top over here. Now never apply glue on the frame, always apply it on your flower and then stick it so that it doesn't look messy. So this leaf is coming over here perfectly, so we'll stick this. So I don't like spaces in between, so that's the reason I'm filling them up with small leaves or small flowers. Keep applying pressure and make sure that it's stuck. Now what we do is we'll work on the leaves. So as we've seen over here, so what you do is you can give this a bit of a curve. this, so it can come like this. Now what you want is this can go here. Nice, it will be nice and elongated. So once again it'll be nice and long over here on the sides. So this is good enough. So let's stick these first and then we'll add the additions on the side. Make sure it's stuck well and press down on it with your tweezer. Beautiful. Now what we can do is for the sides over here, this is coming a little lower. So we'll see if we can adjust this in any way. If we can't, we'll use it elsewhere. Or we can use something else. Beautiful. Right here and over here. And we can use this leaf. You can just cut the stem off. And you can place it. So it's fine. You can decide how you want to place things in a certain way. So this is looking good, and this can come here. Perfect. So nice green bit over here, and what we can do is we can add this leaf on this side. It's perfect and it looks kind of cute. So let's finish this portion. So this is stuck. So what we do is we'll apply glue at the bottom over here. You can use a brush and some glue also, and you can apply it in that way. I am very comfortable like this, and I don't need a lot of glue, so that's the reason I'm applying just the bare minimum. We'll place it and we'll make sure that it's stuck well. I can go with this instead and shorten it a bit. There we go. That was becoming a bit too much once again. So I need to stop myself from doing weird stuff. And this one could come on the side like this and it'll look good. So this we can save for something else. Don't apply excess amounts of glue. There we go. Beautiful. It's nice and flowing. And we'll work on this side. So for this, I don't know what we decided, but yeah, this looks nice. This looks kind of cute. So we can push this over here, and once again something like this on the side. could use this over here. Give it a bit of a curve so that it sits like this. Once you've placed it somewhere, try not to move it a lot because the glue ends up showing everywhere and we don't want that to happen. So there we go. One side is done. It looks gorgeous, simple and gorgeous. Somehow I can't stop myself from when I see spaces. But if you can stop yourself, you're lucky. Let's leave it at this and let's work on the other side. There we go. So I hope you like how it's coming along. And this one we are going to do in the same way as we did this. And just see my process. So if you see both these sides, this one is a little shorter and this one comes up a little longer. So what we could do is we could chop off a bit of this because I don't want one side to be too heavily leaning than the other. So we don't want that to happen. So this is good enough. So this could work like this, and this could come here, and this could come here, and that's it. We're done. So let's stick this one first. So you would have seen me applying glue on both the sides. So this I apply whenever there is my leaf usually touching the flower at that portion. So that's the reason I apply it over there. Otherwise, if it's not touching, I don't apply. So you just, because it gets a nice anchor over here. So one of the main reasons why I make these tiny leaves and everything, see something like this or this, is because I can fill in the gaps. For me, filling the gaps is very important. So I get very agitated if the gaps aren't filled and if I can see a lot of gap around. So I don't like that. So this is good enough. So if this, I fill it like this, there's a gap over here. But if I push it like this, then there is no gap, or it's lessened. So that's how I think, and that's how I paste my work. So I could make it a little shorter. Just a tad bit. And there we go, perfect. So you decide what works best for your frame according to your idea, and add or chop off the stems accordingly. So if I had a smaller flower, I would have stuck it on top over here, but I don't have something really tiny to fit this with. I would have been really happy if I could fit in something over here. This is a little too big. It looks cute actually. Let's stick it over here. I don't know. We could just leave it as it is. But our frame is ready. And it looks so cute. It looks so pretty. It's a bit of work, but I love how this blue stands out, right, popping in right in the middle of a little bit of red and yellow. I love these tiny leaves, how they look. As you've noticed, I love this twirl. See, this adds a lot of length to our creation, and there's less filling required basically, and it's ready in just a few seconds. So I love how I incorporate these tendrils in extensions for my flowers. So it's gorgeous. I love how it's turned out. I'm going to allow it to dry for a while. I'm too scared of keeping it standing like this, but yes, it's standing. And there we go, our frame is ready. So I'll give you another perspective for it. But our photo frame series has come to an end. I hope you liked how I reached the end of the photo frame. I hope some of you all have made it along with me. I hope you'll give this a try. I hope this is one less gifting that's sorted for you. I hope you make gifts out of this and give it to your friends during, say, Christmas or during their birthdays or anniversaries, and they're going to remember this for a long time to come. And the way we've made it, the way we've incorporated a lot of glue and everything, finally the varnish which you'll put will make this even stronger. Because the frame is made by hand, it adds a lot more beauty to it. It'll be much more appreciated. The different kind of paper, so one of a kind frames every single time. I mean, no frame can be replicated in a particular way because you're always going to keep coming up with different ideas and different styles. So I hope you like this. I hope you give it a shot. Please share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. give me lots of likes, and see you next time. I'll come up with something really cool in my next video. So thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.